Hello and welcome to all. Today you are going to learn one of the most epic story, that is Unit 2.4, The Fall of Troy. As in Indian culture, we go back to stories like Ramayana, Mahabharata. So in the literature of Western countries, they go back to the stories like Iliad and the Oasis. Just as children all over India know the stories of Ram, Sita, Yudhishthira, Arjuna, Draupadi, so the children in Western countries, they knows the name of Hector, Odysseus, Achilles, and Helen, the most beautiful queen in the world. A prince of Troy, Paris, had convinced Queen Helen, the wife of Mercedes, to elope with him. Due to this reason, the Greek and the Trojan fought for 10 long years. Did the Helen go back to Greek, or who won the battles? Let's see in detail, page number 40.
Unit 2.4 The Fall of Troy. Fall of Troy means a book written by Quintus in 4th century about the Trojan War. Epics are the long poems that relate the deeds of a great national hero or a great national war. They often tell of a nation's early history. They may be composed and sung or recited for many years before they are actually written down. Here, epics means a long poem that relate in the sense narrate the deeds, means action of a great national hero or a great national war. The epics, that is, tells a nation's early history. It was narrated in the form of poem that may be composed, means expressions or feeling. It is in the form of the sung or recited for many years before they are actually written. The two famous Sanskrit epics are the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, and the two great epics of European literature written in ancient Greeks are the Iliad and the Odyssey. Means here, whenever we are referring the Sanskrit epics, that is, we all know that the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, the two great epics. And in the similarly, in the European literature, the two literature, that is ancient Greeks. What is that? Iliad and the Odyssey. Just as the Indian literatures, we go back to stories from the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. So in the literature of Western country, they go back to the Iliad and the Odyssey. See, if we are referring the Indian literature, we go back to the stories. We know the stories of Ramayana and the Mahabharata. These are the Indian literatures. Literature in the Western country, if we go back long back, the earlier histories are Iliad and the Odysseys. Just as the children all over know the names of stories of Ram, Sita, Yudhishthira, Arjuna, Draupadi, and so in the Western country they know the name of Hector, Odysseus, and Achilles, and Helen of Troy, the most beautiful woman in the world, because of whom the Greek and Trojan fought for 10 long years. See, we know the children's. If you ask any Indian children's, they know the stories, of Ram, Sita, Yudhishthira, Arjuna, Draupadi. These are the characters mentioned here in Mahabharata. And even in the Western countries, if we compare they know the names of Hector, Odysseus, Achilles, Helen, and Troy. So here the Achilles and Helen's. The Helen is of Troy. She is the most beautiful woman in the world. Because of her, the Greek and the Trojan fought for 10 long years. Nobody knows for certain who the author of these early epics is. It is thought that they arose and developed with the nation itself and were handed down from singer to singer till perhaps one great poet gave them their final form. So in the olden days, the author of the early epics, no one knows who has arose the stories and developed. It was the stories, or it was within the nation itself. Nobody knows the stories, what had happened exactly, but it were handed over from singer to singer, from one great poet to the other poet, means, okay, till perhaps one great, till that time the poet has not given that story into a final form. Till that time it was remain with the singer to singer. It is believed that the Iliad and the Odyssey were composed and recited by a blind poet named Homer, who lived about 900 BC and who wandered from one Greek city or a village to another, singing his poem. All who would receive him in their homes and give him hospitality. This wandering singer has been honored through the ages not only in Greece but in all Europe as the father of European poetry. Now, it is believed that everyone believed that the Iliad and the Odyssey, the poem recited by a blind poet, his name is Homer, who lived in 900 BC, was wandered, means roamed from city to city, like Greek city, village, every village was roamed Homer, singing his poem so that everyone should know. Okay, homes, every homes individually went. Hospitality means kindness and welcoming everyone. He was welcome and he was recited poems, the Iliad and the Odyssey stories, and wandering singers has been honored. So the Homer, he was the singers, he was honored not only in the Greece but in all Europe. So that's why he is called the father of European poetry. Now here the story begins. The Iliad is the story of Elam or Troy, a rich trading city in Asia Minor near the narrow sea that leads from the Aegean to the Black Sea. It was well situated both for commerce and agriculture. In front of the city was a sea over which sailed the ship Troy carrying goods and grains. So Iliad is a story. Which country story? It is a Ilium, or it called as Troy, a rich trading city in Asia. So how the country is situated? Like Minor near the narrow sea. It was in the narrow sea that leads from the Aegean, means the part of the Mediterranean Sea that is between the Greece and the Turkey, till to the Black Sea. It was well situated because it's a very good country, I can say that. It was city that both well was in commerce and agriculture. It was very rich country, means in commerce, trading, business, everything. Not only that, even the agriculture also. In front of the city there was a sea over which was sailed the ships of Troy carrying goods and grains. Already we learned in front of the city there was a sea. So they are carrying all goods and services. Now at the back rose the high peak of Mount Ida, from which followed many rivers and streams. The valley among the hills were well watered and fertile, with corn growing in fertile fields and cattle feeding on the rich grass of the meadows, while the sheep fed on the slopes of the hills. Now, so beautiful city. Just imagine how the Troy was at the back. In the front, we learned that is in the front side there is a sea, and in the back there is a high peak mountain. The mountain name is Hida, which followed many. There is many from the mountain. There is a many that followed to many river and stream, and the valleys among very big hills and water, well watered, and because of that the land it is very fertile with corn. Okay, growing fertile field everywhere, there is a growing fertile field, and due to that the cattle's getting feeding on the rich grass of the meadows. Meadows means a piece of green grassland. Even the sheep also fed on the slopes of the hills. Round their city, the Torzans had built a strong wall so that no enemy should attack them from the sea. The wall was so broad that the people could stand and sit and walk on it. So just here see around the city of the Torzan. Just see how the city was built. The Torzan had built a strong wall so that the enemy will not enter from the sea. It was so broad the people could stand and sit and walk it. It was so narrow like. The great gate stood open and people could go to the seashore outside and come in as they please. So here only the great gates stood open, so the people should go through the seashore outside and come as they please. The same way from the seashore it is an entry and exit. But in time of war the gates would be closed, and then the city was like a strong fortress, quite safe from all attack, protected by the wall surrounded it, as well as by the hills behind. So in the war time the gates were closed, and then the city was like a strong fortress, means a military. They are well supported in war, quite safe from all attack, and they were protected by the walls surrounding it, as the hills were behind to protect the city. Almost the city was covered by protections so that the enemy will not enter directly. So in such a way it was well built. Thus Troy was a strong city, strongly protected by its wall and strongly defended by its brave soldier. But all the kings and heroes of Greece had declared war against Trojan. Now just see, already we learned in the last paragraph also, Troy was a strong city and it was strongly protected by its wall and strongly defended by its brave soldier. All means, just remember that Troy. Troy means which peoples were living there? Torzan, T and T. T for Torzan and Troy. Troy. The city is entirely covered with brave soldier, but all the kings of heroes of Greece had declared war against Torzan. Now we are going to know why they have declared war against Torzan. Why the Greece people declared war against Torzan? Because a Paris prince of Troy had persuaded Helen, wife of a Greek king, Menelaus, to elope with him. He had brought her to Troy. The Greeks wanted to take revenge on Troy for the wrong done to Menelaus. They sailed to Troy and laid siege to the city. The Trojan too fought and hard, and the siege continued for 10 long years. Just remember that how the already I have explained that it was a very strong city, the Troy, and the Greece had declared war against Trojan because a Paris prince of Troy had persuaded, means induced to do something, because the Helen, who was she? She was the wife of a Greek king, Menelaus. She had brought to where? To Troy, to elope with him. To why elope means run away secretly to get married. With him, he had brought her to Troy. Now the prince of Troy had brought the Helen. She was belonged to Greek king's wife. The Helen was Greek king wife Menelaus. So she was brought where? To Troy. That's why the Greek wanted to take a revenge on Troy for the wrong done to Menelaus. So it was they sailed to Troy. Now they controlled to Troy and laid siege to the city, and they captured or they blockaded the whole city. The Greek people blockaded the whole Troy. The Trojan too fought, because already we know that they are also having brave soldiers. So due to that, the Trojan and the Greek peoples fought between how many years? 10 long years because of Helen. The war continued for 10 long years. The fighting went on daily, but the siege did not end. On the one hand, the Greeks could not take the city. On the other hand, the Trojan could not force them to sail away. Here the fighting went on daily. Already we learned in the last paragraph there is the war fought for 10 long years, but the war went daily. Due to that, but the siege did not end. No one controlled, because the Troy is also strong, even the Greek soldier also strong. On the one hand, the Greek could not take the city. On the other hand, the Trojan could not force them to sail away. So here both were having very strong soldier. So here the Trojan people not allowing them to sail. Sail means to control. So every day the Trojan came out of their gate, and the Greek came out of their tents and ships, and the fighting went on. Every day the Trojan peoples came out of their gates, and the Greek where they lived in their tent and ships. The fighting went on every day, daily is going on between Trojan and the Greek. Sometimes there was a great battles between two armies. Sometimes there were single fights between two great heroes. Just see, daily fighting is going on between the two minutes going on, the Trojan and the Greek. Sometimes a great battle is going between two armies, and sometimes the fight is going on between only two heroes, and sometimes the Trojan had the better of it, and sometimes the Greeks, but still the fighting went on. Sometimes the Trojan doing better, and sometimes the Greeks. So it took a long year, that is 10 years, but still the war went on, is going on. Great heroes on both sides were killed in the course of the war. After leading the defense of his city for 9 years, the brave Actus was at last killed by Achilles, whom none could resist, but Achilles himself was killed later on by a poisoned arrow that entered his heel. Now, great heroes on both the sides were killed in the course of the war. Both the sides there were heroes like Trojans. The great leaders were Hector, and in the Greek side Achilles. So both were leading. Okay, sometimes they are defeating, sometimes the other one defeating. After leading the defense of the cities for continue, the war was going till 9 years. The brave Hector at last killed by Achilles. The Hector first belonged to his group Trojans. Okay, he was killed by Achilles, and whom none could resist. Means resist means a greatest warrior strive against the Trojan. Afterwards, Achilles himself he was killed by a poisoned arrow that entered his heel. Means the arrow entered the back part of the human foot, that is below the ankle. The arrow enter. The only part of his body where he could be wounded Still later, Paris himself was killed also by a poisonous arrow. The Trojans were tired of being shut up in their city, and the Greeks were longing to see their homes again, but still the fighting went on. Now, here already we learned just now that Achilles was wounded his legs. Again, he was wounded his body everywhere. So later himself he was killed. Due to that, the Paris is defeated by a poisonous arrow. And here the Torzen also were continuous fighting. They are also become tired of being. So that's why they thought that to set up their city. And finally the Greeks were longing to see their homes again. Already we learned they are hiding in the ships. Okay, and they had made a tent. So now they decide to go back their home, but still the fighting went on, means is going on still continuously. Next in the part 2 we will going to see what had happened, whether who won the battle. We will going to come to know in detail in part 2. Summary of the lesson. Unit 2.4, The Fall of Troy. Epics are long poems that relate the deeds of a great national hero or a great national war. Like the two Indian epics, Mahabharata and the Ramayana, the two important literary epics of European culture are the Iliad and the Odyssey. It is believed that the Iliad and the Odyssey were composed and recited by a blind poet, Homer, who lived about 900 BC, wandering in Greek villages singing his poems. This chapter, The Fall of Troy, narrates the story of the tragic fall of the city Troy, written in the Iliad. That is, a prince of Troy, Paris, had convinced Queen Helen, wife of the Greek king Menelaus, to elope with him. The Greeks thus wanted to avenge their honor and pride. Troy was protected by high peaks of Mount Ida, one side, and a great fortress on the other side. The Greek forces came in their ships and boats and set up tents and camps around the Trojan fortress. For 10 years, innumerable Greeks and Trojan soldiers fought the battle every day. Many soldiers and heroes died each day, but the war went on. Toward the end of the ninth year of the war, Hector, who led the army of Troy, was killed by the great warrior Achilles. Afterwards, the Achilles also killed by himself. So, due to that, the story conclusion we will going to learn in the next part. Let's see that the story is quite interesting. In next part, we are going to see who won the battle, whether Helen back to Greek. All these things we are going to see in part 2. Thanks for watching.